Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Over the last few months, I've had quite a few people reach out to me with questions about the video gear and the softwares that I use to make videos, and encouraging me to start a Patreon to help advise and teach other prospective collectors and creators. It's been a project I've been working on for quite a while now, and today, I wanted to announce the official unveiling of my Patreon, along with a free preview of the type of content and resources that I'll be providing to my patrons. As many of you know, I'm a video production teacher by profession and spend hours crafting my YouTube videos, including the video, the audio, the lighting, the B-roll, the editing, and the effects. Unlike most other Patreon accounts though, I wanted to cater mine specifically to like-minded collectors and creators looking to elevate their own production quality. Whether you're a casual collector who's posting collection photos and videos to social media, a live streamer cracking packs or hosting podcasts with guests, or a content creator here on YouTube, the skills I'll be covering in my Patreon are really foundational to video production and easily transferable to a number of other real-world contexts. Anyway, if this is something you're interested in, check out the link to my Patreon in the description down below. I'll also have a full video explaining each tier of my Patreon, which you can click up here. For now though, please enjoy this free preview. Most people know a great video when they see it, whether it's a big budget Hollywood film or something as simple as a weekly upload from a favorite content creator. Regardless of its length, its budget, its genre, the secret to a great video is immersion. Is the viewer able to free themselves from the here and now and get lost in the story, the subject, the discussion, or the emotional experience presented by the filmmaker? This also happens to be the secret to the YouTube algorithm. Contrary to popular belief, it's not about subscriber numbers or view counts, but about audience engagement. How long are viewers watching a video, and are they actively engaged with the content through the various tools provided by YouTube? Traditionally, the video production process involves three phases: pre-production, where planning and scripting occur; production, the actual filming of audio and visual content; and post-production, when the editing of footage sources and the effects work is undertaken. You've probably been so exposed to these different phases and how they all harmonize together that it can be weird to stop and think about each independently. Most videos have a clear purpose or subject in mind. The footage communicates that purpose to the viewer, and the editing makes that communication as clear, efficient, and hopefully as entertaining as possible. Each of these phases are vital to a great video and can be further divided into a number of different processes, each with their own unique set of tools and challenges for filmmaking. Today though, I wanted to start with one of the most practical and universal places for all filmmakers. That's primary footage, or A-roll. When first starting, most people just flip open a laptop or a cell phone and start recording, with little concern given to the actual quality of the footage.
Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style.
Now when I say quality, I don't necessarily mean the resolution of the video or how crisp the image is, but rather the framing of the shot, the angle, the lighting, the depth, the background, and of course, the audio. There are plenty of easy yet subtle ways to quickly improve the production quality and build viewer immersion in your videos. Let's start with audio. Audio is the most important part of your footage and is the first thing I recommend upgrading if you're looking to invest money into new equipment, especially if you're relying on a built-in microphone in your laptop or camera, which just aren't very good. Viewers can still track along with a story or a discussion even when the visuals are one-dimensional or even a little bit blurry, but if they can't hear or understand you, then everything else is pointless. There are several different categories of microphones which can vary in price and purpose, but they can also instantly improve production quality. For most people, a solid USB microphone like the Blue Yeti, the Rode NT USB, or the Elgato Wave is more than enough. These microphones are generally very affordable and extremely easy to use. Most are simply plug and play, and when combined with a good webcam or a DSLR camera, produce significantly better footage. This is my built-in webcam and microphone. It's not very good. And this is with a webcam, the Logitech C920. Personally, I like the Blue Yeti since it has a solid metal construction, a nice weighted base, a mute button on the front, and a number of other intuitive controls for adjusting the gain and directional patterns. It's a really well-constructed microphone. For those looking for professional-grade audio, there are also XLR microphones which offer quite a bit more versatility, but at a much higher price. For example, my primary microphone, the Shure SM7B, offers a much richer sound, but because of the connectors, XLR microphones like these also require an audio interface to convert the signal and connect it to a computer. I'll be going deeper into XLR microphones in a future Patreon video, but as I mentioned, they are significantly more versatile, with different types of microphones catering to different purposes. They can also be connected to soundboards or other audio devices for customizable effects packages, which can be really helpful in eliminating background noise, equalizing audio levels, and just enriching the vocals. It gets pretty advanced, but the difference can be very significant. Finally, we have on-camera microphones, including shotgun mics, which pick up audio from the direction they're pointed in, and lapel mics, which clip onto a subject's clothes and then transmit the audio back to the camera's wireless receiver. Generally speaking, these microphones are best for in-the-field type vlogging or interviews or event coverage, rather than a studio setting where a USB or an XLR microphone would be more practical. However, the difference a good external microphone can make rather than the camera's built-in microphone really can't be overstated. This is an audio test using the internal microphone, and this is the audio with an external microphone. Personally, I really like the Rode microphones. The audio quality and reliability is just much better than other brands that I've tried, and they're all extremely affordable and easy to use. Just connect to a camera using the traditional 3.5mm jack, and you're pretty much ready to go. Next, let's talk a little bit about video quality. In a future Patreon video, we'll go into more depth and details about effectively framing a shot for both aesthetics as well as personality, but for now, let's review a few of the quick basics. First, make sure your camera is set at eye level. Camera angles communicate a relationship between the subject and the viewer, and a low angle that's looking up the speaker's nose can not only be unflattering, but it also implies the speaker has more authority towering over the viewer. Meanwhile, a high angle looking down on the speaker does the opposite, implying a lack of confidence or authority. Obviously, most content creators want to be conversational with their audience, and speaking at eye level is the most natural way to do this. Second, it's important to provide appropriate headroom. Now, a good medium shot should start just above the subject's belly and end with just a bit of extra room above the head. Most inexperienced video makers either decapitate their subject by not including enough torso in the shot, resulting in an awkwardly floating head, or they split the subject's forehead at the top of the screen, which is often even worse. Finally, you can improve your framing by building a sense of depth between your subject and your background. Now, in most situations, filming up against a wall should be avoided. It's not only boring aesthetically speaking, but it also lacks a sense of spatial context and personality. To build depth, it's best to leave some distance between you and your background, then decorate the background with relevant items that communicate your personality. You can also use lighting to create separation between the foreground and the background. A good camera and lens can be of great assistance here, offering higher resolution, better sensitivity to lighting, and a greater depth of field, bringing focus to the subject while also adding a bit of blur to the background. I'll have a future Patreon video going over different camera options for different budgets and specific settings to dial in the best image quality possible. For now though, here are some broad categories of cameras that you might consider. For those looking for a low budget upgrade over their built-in laptop camera, there are a number of professional grade USB webcams currently on the market at affordable prices. Webcams like the Logitech C920S, the Logitech Brio, and Elgato Facecam are incredibly easy to use and pair really well with the USB microphones mentioned earlier. In most cases, they're just plug and play and can be selected as the preferred video source in whichever recording or streaming software you're using. Generally speaking, I wouldn't recommend relying on the built-in microphone from these webcams, and again, audio should always be the first priority when it comes to upgrading your hardware. A good USB microphone though, and USB webcam make a great combination for most entry-level creators. If you're serious about content creation, however, I would recommend investing in a good DSLR camera rather than a webcam. Now, this is going to be significantly more expensive, with camera and lens combos generally starting at about $800 and climbing well into four figures. However, having a legitimate camera offers significantly more versatility and upgradability for the future. You can use it for product photos, you can use it for streaming and recording, you can take it on the go for events, and you can always add different lenses for different purposes. Also, connecting a camera to your PC or laptop, it's not nearly as difficult as most people think, though it does require a capture card like the Elgato Camlink and a camera with a clean HDMI output. But the improvement in quality, it's immediately obvious. Personally, I recommend the Sony Alpha series of cameras, including the a6100, the a6400, and the a6600. I'll be doing a full video on Patreon about how to select and connect a real camera to a computer or laptop, and working with patrons to help them through this process. Also, with Amazon Prime Day coming up, there will likely be a number of deals and discounts coming for video gear and streaming tech, so it may be a great time to look at upgrading without breaking your wallet. Anyway, guys, I hope you found this information helpful. If so, consider visiting my Patreon using the link in the description for more information. My goal is to cover a different aspect of filmmaking each and every month that may be relevant and useful to fellow collectors or creators looking to elevate their own production quality. Some of these topics will include XLR microphones, choosing a camera, shooting B-roll footage using OBS Studio, screen capturing footage using lighting kits, how to use a green screen, royalty-free music options, product photography tools, overhead camera setups, live multi-camera switching, that's a fun one, building a teleprompter, video editing tips and tricks, multi-track video editing, just building a multimedia ecosystem. I realize some of these topics may sound intimidating, but I teach these skills to high schoolers, and I promise they aren't nearly as complicated as they seem. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. If you have any questions or feedback, let me know down in the comments below. And again, I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Until next time, have fun and enjoy collecting.